And then there were four. Welcome back to the Valorant Midwest Showdown. My name is Jack Igo. I'm joined by Sparky. We're here to bring you the semi-final matchup between Cosmic Divide and between Frag. Sparky, we just had an absolute marathon of a series there for the quarter. Now looking, I can see this going the distance as well. Two very strong teams.
Yeah, this would be a very interesting matchup with Cosmic Divide versus Fragibag. Cosmic Divide winning out over Nightblood Gaming. I remember seeing that apparently it was a really close series, went all the way to three maps. Nightblood Gaming winning one map against Cosmic Divide, and one of them, I believe, going 11-13. So super close series for that one. And I think Fragibag had a much more decisive win over Hot Thoughts. But we are in semifinals. We are going to be heading map one back to Fracture, actually, something I did not expect at all. I've never heard of anyone uh choosing Fracture for map one, but Cosmic Divide definitely want to be playing on that one. Let's see what they have mixed up for this one.
A serious showcase of confidence. And what we didn't see that coming, but you know what you can see? You can see with the lenses you can get from Gamer Advantage lenses, which are clinically proven to improve sleep, reduce glare, headaches, tired eyes, and digital eye strain. Visit Gamer Advantage at gameradvantage.com to get yourself those lenses. You gotta protect your eyes in games like Valorant, guys. Blue light, it can do some serious damage. Be sure to head on over to gameradvantage.com to maybe get yourself a pair. It might be useful for you. And of course, this event is also sponsored by Community Gaming. The $5,000 Valorant Midwest Showdown is brought to you by Community Gaming. They run weekly tournaments for games like Valorant, Apex Legends, Super Smash Bros., and more. Community Gaming also supports a wide variety of grassroots tournaments, offering tools and guidance to organizers to help supercharge their events. Head to communitygaming.io to learn more. But yeah, Fracture. Map 1 Fracture. I mean, we saw it as the last case scenario, really, for the matchup we just watched. But now, for a team like Fragibag to choose Fracture, it's just confidence, if you ask me, Sparky.
Yeah, I believe it was Cosmic Divide that chose Fracture, but I mean, still,
Uh,
it's very much going to be an interesting matchup. I think the storyline of this one is going to be very similar to the other one, right? Cosmic Divide, they've been together for a long time. They've been having a lot of success at that tier 2 level. And Fragibag, these are players that have a lot of experience at that tier 2 level, but it's a pug team. It's players from a bunch of different teams in tier 2, so they don't have as much experience playing with each other. They don't have those set strats that everyone knows and relies on. So we'll see whether or not that has the difference for going into our first map of Fracture. AIDS and Select soon to be on the table. We saw a couple different comps, but what are you expecting here, Jack?
I mean, I think we can both agree that a breach is very much going to be on both sides. It's a case of who plays on the breach rather than if the breach will be selected. I would imagine we see Inox there already hovering over that breach. In fact, we're going to see that's a Frosty ZK on the Raze, Pony on the Jet with Cherms on the Killjoy and Caters on the Astra. Looking over at the defenders, Tex has got himself that KO and locked it with Retro on the Jet. Still yet to see what Gucci's heading for with the Astra. Looks like a double initiator setup seems to be for Fragibag with the double Julas setup essentially with the attackers. A bit of an interesting composition.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams, actually, one team going for that Astra, one team going for that Vipers. So with Frag Your Bag, they don't have as much flexibility in terms of those smokes, right? Viper, when she puts up that wall, it's only going to be at one site. You can't pick that one up and put it back down at another. Astra, though, has a lot more areas where she can put those smokes down, a lot more across the map, but it might not be as impactful, and you could end up losing stars early if you're trying to make plays and not have smokes like you will for the rest of the game, like you will with the Viper, whose charge will regenerate. We'll see if that makes the difference. I'm excited to see how this plays out because Cosmic Divide, the team that we talked about, having more of those setups, they've played together for a while. They're going with something more of a double duelist, something you would expect to have with a more of a pug roster, but the pug roster is going with double initiator. Both comps going to be very strong, very strong. So I'm excited to see the difference.
Yeah, I think double duelist on a map like Fracture. I haven't exactly explored the idea in like competitive play. You get to see in a few ranked games here and there with pug teams, but you don't really come across it in competitive play. I don't for a map like Fracture. You see a lot of defensive setups, people kind of preparing for what could be an onslaught, as no one really knows what to expect with the map. However, we have Cosmic Divide going in loud and proud, trying to towards A main. Retro and the Viper getting contact here. Retro going to get the pick onto Inox immediately, losing their breach. And the spike at that as well. So it becomes a 5v4 and the spike down, but that's going to be Frosty ZK up on top of the dish, looking on down and getting the shots in to the Jet, trading him out immediately. Fragibag. Now even Stevens, as it stands, still hooked up here on top of the dish. That's going to be the fault line catching out Frosty, forcing him back. Gucci getting the shots into Pony's Churms, gets some shots into Gucci again, trading on out. Tex now in on site, getting his shots on through Churms, trying to get some trade outs as well. Make it a 3 versus 1, but Tex will get his third, and Fragibag take the lead in round 1.
Yeah, that initial pick, the spike going down, seemed to really blow the wind out of the sails for Cosmic Divide. That a strong start, but once they stagnated a bit too hard, all the rotations came through from Fragubag, and they cleaned up the site easily. Going into the second buy round here for Fragubag, they're going to be running some Spectres. Tex is going to be running with that Vandal, but lots of firepower. And the only really scary thing on the other side is Frosty ZK with that Sheriff. We've seen how Sheriffs can do a ton of damage on this Fracture side. Well, let's see if Frosty can have that impact.
Let's see if he can have that impact for sure. Gucci now holding up top. We see Pony and Frosty getting in a bit closer, getting rid now of that KO dart. ZK trying to hold it on the right hand side, nothing really working out in his favor just yet. Falling on back, not willing to overextend nor commit here, following no real extension from this Cosmic Divide side, from the Fragibag side, apologies. As they regroup in towards B, it looks as though they may get the freedom of B as well. They slowly gather their way on in. Only some Killjoy util there to mitigate that, as Huston is going to be close in on their left. The flashpoint's going to come out now, followed by a dash, I'd imagine, here from Pony at some point. Up they go and into tower as they make their claim. So Cosmic Divide are going to get into B site. They more than likely will get the spike down now in a matter of moments. As we see that high flashpoint come on in, they walk through Cater. He had no idea. He had no idea what Tex is going to pick off 2 here with the Vandal onto Churms and to Pony. It becomes a 3 versus 2 now, as Caters will get himself 2 as well, and Redarchy's going to get Inox. So now Fragibag is going to be a 2v1. Caters very much up against it, as Gucci will take him on down. Gucci 1 of 7 gets the job done. Fragibag frag out and make it 2-0, and they will get the defuse.
Yeah, Caters there lived for a little bit too long in that little awkward angle. Yeah, you can already see them picking it there. Like, yeah, that's the angle that Astra was at. Interested to see if Fragubag have very much experience on this map. I think that was the second time, the first time in Pistol Round where someone was actually exposed to the drop and got killed because of it. And the second time, that little angle that no one checked. So maybe they're not as experienced at the angles on that map, but no worries. They're still up 2 rounds. They're going into this third of this bonus, and Cosmic Divide will be rocking an entire Vandal lineup here for their gunfire. No ultimates just yet, but so far it looks to just be more a main control on the table. This Viper wall so good at stopping it though. The vision is blocked. The molly destroys any sort of hopes of them going fast and retains control for Fragubag.
Super control coming in. Inox now is crawling his way back in towards spawn, getting the spike. It looks as though they're going to gather towards B. Tex has taken down Churms over towards that B side, close towards Dish at A. Spray coming in. Frosty's going to throw in those paint shells and use the boom bot to force them on back. The alarm bot will trigger the response to hit that nanoswarm as they fall on back once more. So into sight they go through the cloudburst. Ethos still trying to hold up high. Sheriff in hand. High flashpoint will get him out. He will get the chance to swing. Will not be able to get any picks at that as Inox Caters both get their picks. Tex trades their Inox Caters, takes away Tex. Now it's a 2v1. Pressure is all on the Jet for Fragibag. It's all on Redarchy. It's Caters and Pony in on site. They're planting together. They're playing together. Cosmic Divide have the Cosmic Divide available to them as it would stand. We may see it dropped here as they have their backs turned. Neither looking, but Caters. Why do they call it a hospital flick? He turns around and hits that incredible shot and secures it. Wow.
You saw him stop. I could hear him screaming from here. That was an insane 180. Both people looking at the same angle. That's why you can't do that in that 2 versus 1. Cosmic Divide, they win out the round, but by the skin of their teeth. They'll still be able to buy up though. Rifles in all of their hands, and the bonus for Frag and Bag, it doesn't go their way, but they'll still have rifles for this next round. A couple ultimates charged up as well. B site seems to be the easier site. That Viper isn't there. There's no mollies that double damage you. There's no site denial. So definitely B site seems to be the easier ask, especially with this Rolling Thunder on the table.
Especially with the Rolling Thunder. And speak of the devil, here it goes. Rolls on in. Inox will get his dumped on out. He will be stunned, however, while underneath. Pony will get the pick onto Houston. Guardian shots from Ethos not connecting as he tries to get the shots in. Will find Caters in on side, hovering back around these Radiant boxes. Will get picked on off now by Churms. Cosmic Divide with that one-man advantage. However, the KO Null and Void is alive and well. Retrocue gets the pick onto Inox to even things up. Both attacking agents, the Jet and the Killjoy, both incredibly weak. We're watching Churms underneath. He does have that lockdown available. He can dump it, and he will dump it indeed. He is, however, incredibly weak, so it could become a bit of a problem here. So Churms re-wrapping back up. He's going to drop down this turret. The lockdown will get taken down in the meantime, I believe, by Retrocue, who had flanked from beneath. ZK is getting closer to contact here with the Jet as they walk into each other's crosshairs. That Retrocue will take down Frosty ZK. Still 2v2. It's Churms who falls now. Last alive is Pony with 18 HP. He's looked far healthier on many occasions, but it's going to be down to Gucci and to Retrocue to take him on down. Trying to reposition now down to even less HP, down to 2 HP, will be the Jet who taps, spike taps for the plant, won't be able to deal with that oncoming pressure. Gucci seals the deal, and Fragubag lead by 2.
Cosmic Divide, they had a good setup to get themselves onto the site with the Breach ulti, but the thing is that Huston was, or excuse me, not Huston, Churms was the one with the spike. He's the one that had to put down the KJ lockdown towards the end, but he wasn't able to make it through. That spike was stuck towards B main, and that post plant never got through. They were never able to get that spike down. So Fragubag was just able to wait it out, put down the health bars just a little bit, and Cosmic Divide will be forced onto a save with only pistols in their hands. Knives will be popped though for the Jet, possibly to save for an op in the next round. It's a little bit slower here for Cosmic Divide as they understand they can't really force themselves through this A main. Dish has to be the answer.
It does. So we see Pony and Retro both going at each other. It's a complete Bladestorm battle as Retro will fall. ZK does take down his own teammate with the paint shells. Unfortunately, Gucci gets 2 as well. 4-2 now. Cosmic Divide with 2 players left standing. Both incredibly weak. One now is going to get some health back following the decay. Inox now on 35 HP, classic in hand against 4 Fragubag players. He didn't really stand a chance. Ethos seals the deal on round number 5, and Fragubag lead by 3.
Yeah, you can see the thought was there from Cosmic Divide, just maybe a little bit of overkill in the damaging utility. Fragubag thought the Jet would dash onto the site, not onto A main in order to actually kill all the defenders there, but was only able to get 1 before being taken out by his teammate. Fragubag with a convincing lead so far. Now it's make or break in terms of money for Cosmic Divide. Only rifles in hand, some utility as well. Ultimate's not looking too good for them. They need to make this one count so that they can get a couple more rounds for themselves after.
They do. That's going to be Pony dumping his dash immediately and taking down Retro at the same time. A very pacey approach. Snakebite being used now to add to the Viper Spit used on that site. We're watching Pony try and stay in below. Gucci will get the pick onto Zika and to Caters. Churms will take down Gucci in the meantime, so that Viper's Pit will fall. Tex finds Pony with his arm outside off that Cosmic Divide. The low flashpoint here from Inox, not connecting with anyone just yet. Oh, and he sits too close. Ethos finds Inox. Churms last alive, will be outgunned by Huston. And the Killjoy takes down the opposing Killjoy, and Fragubag once more retain that 4-round lead. They have a serious lead now. Cosmic Divide still slow off the cards.
Yeah, Cosmic Divide seem to be speeding up, but I think they really just need to slow down. There's so much stopping utility on the other side that they can't really deal with the KJ mollies, the Viper mollies, the Vision Denial, the KO nade. All of it is just too much to handle when you're going a bit too fast. You got to break that utility a little bit earlier and then re-exec later into the rounds. They're going to be on a save, maybe trying to go a little bit faster here. They have that double Marshall. The thing about a double Marshall, both of you hit a body shot, that's still an instant kill. So we'll see if they can find a kill that way. Seems to just be heading towards a B hit. Understanding most of the KJ utility probably stacked up towards this B main area. Let's go with a two-pronged approach.
Yeah, that two-pronged approach seems to be the play. However, if I'm not mistaken, that definitely is Inox on his own with a spike sat watching the exits of A, which could work out catastrophically if he isn't bolstered by teammates, which he now is. Frosty ZK is going to get the pick onto Ethos up on top of tower, I believe, as they fall on back. All that ground now having to be retaken here by Cosmic Divide. Having got that initial pick, they're just waiting to make some sort of a pincer approach here in on A. The jet here for Fraggybag is pulling away. That's a retro. Looks as though he's moving. No, he's pulling back in towards A side. It looks as though he's leaving. But the contact is there. Gucci's going to slow him down as long as he can, using the snake bite to get rid of Pony. ZK getting rid of Huston. 4-3 still the man advantage to Cosmic Divide. However, the raise is incredibly weak. Caters there with only the Sheriff in hand, exposed here to Retro, but he gets a shot on off. Tex finds ZK as well. Gucci finds Inox. So Churms now with the classic in hand, hopping on out, getting this shot in, will find Gucci. So now only Tex alive now for Fraggybag in the 2 versus 1. Pressure's really on now. Oh wow, the fragment gets rid of the lockdown and Churms all in 1-2 for the price of 1. But he's so unaware of the Astra's location, and I don't think he's going to check under. He's going to have his back turn in the thrifty round as Caters takes down Tex, and Cosmic Divide will decide now to bring that lead down from 4-3. It's 5-2.
Huge round by Cosmic Divide, and that's exactly what I said, right? They go slow, they're breaking utility, and they're kind of making Fraggybag guess on where they're trying to end up. They end up on the A site. Since all that utility was burned, it's a little bit easier of an entry. The mollies definitely killed them quite a bit, but definitely still able to clutch it out. 3 rounds differentiate these teams so far, but the economy is secured, at least for a little bit, for Cosmic Divide, but there's an operator on the other side now, as well as 2 big ultimates for a retake. Cosmic Divide still have an uphill battle.
It still is an uphill battle, and Gucci is trying to make his claim of main, but Inox is going to get those shots on off. That's immediately 1 here for Cosmic Divide. Fraggybag down to 4.
That's a huge pick as well, because the Viper was causing a majority of their problems on the A site. A site seems so much easier to take now.
It really does, and that's another pick as well as they crawl on through. It's 4-4. Cosmic Divide still with spike in hand, still slowly navigating their way in towards A as the defenders stack their way up towards Dish. Retro holding this with an operator, not allowing for any easy push through. Stuns, everything being dumped to delay for as long as possible. Retro missing again. Those paint shells could very well get rid of Tex, and they will. He will take down Churms in the meantime, making it 3-2. Inox now below one side, gets a shot onto Retro. Oh, and the Rolling Thunder comes out as well from Inox. So forcing them all out, he's going to get flash hard. In fact, didn't come from Inox, it came from Ethos. So now Huston, last alive, will get one into the back, and spray down will not connect with Frosty ZK, who clutches it on up for Cosmic Divide, who now have 2 rounds back to back.
Lots of ultis used with both Rolling Thunders. The red carpet set out, but Cosmic Divide are the ones to make it to the end. These rounds, they're still getting down to so close, right, Jack? It's still those 1 versus 1. So economy, I mean, everyone's bleeding out money. Even though Cosmic Divide won the last 2 rounds, you can see their money isn't necessarily in the best shot. Some of their players still have that light armor, and Fraggybag, they do as well. Looks to go back towards this A site, though. Again, Viper has had so many problems for this team, but they're going to push up instead, and the push through the Viper wall is huge. Pawnee will shut anything down, though, and A site is free.
A site is free. Pony has got at least 1. Well, he's got 2 of that for value, but it just seems to all fall apart. Gucci was only good for 1, unfortunately, alongside with that push. Tex trying to join up. Churms jiggling with the Vandal, trying to bait here, I think, for Caters, who will get hit a little bit there by the other spray. Comes in, Tex flicks onto Caters' head immediately, swinging on out again, spraying in towards that wooden box, not connecting with the KO, but Huston spraying the wall, getting rid of the Killjoy, makes it a 2v2 now, and now the Null and Void's going to come in from the KO alongside the defender side lockdown, forcing them back in towards the left here, watching their cross. ZK and the Jet holding for it now, getting at least 1 down, and second fall as Pawnee and ZK secure it, make it 5-4, and from what was a 4-round lead, now it becomes 4 rounds for Cosmic Divide. It's 5-4.
Cosmic Divide just seem to have more answers now. Fragibag aren't able to hold on to these sites. That was the eco. Now they're going to be on rifle, so it might be a little bit easier. A main, the classic wall setup every single time. I talked about how B will probably be an easier site to take since Viper is on A. He can have that so much stalling potential. But a lot of these rounds so far have been fought out and won by Cosmic Divide on A site. You can see the adaptation from Fragibag. They're sending 3 here now, but that means B site is going to be a little bit freer.
It does, but Ethos with the flashpoint times it so well, finds one to spray down, won't find another. He's trying to recorrect, I think, getting a little bit agitated with himself and just flicking across with his crosshair, not connecting with anyone there in the end. Inox finds Texas, Gucci finds ZK, Cosmic Divide with the man advantage once more, in on side, making a 2-man advantage, only Retro left. Now with this operator, we're watching Caters make his way down in towards B main. We're watching Spike getting planted here by Inox, safe on site. Flashpoint to allow him to cross on over. They now know exactly where he is. One man in tower. Phantom in the hands now for Retro. Pony still set up on top. Reloading now in the open. Bravery at its finest. Dashing on in towards site. Will try to get the shot on in, but will be pre-fired by Pony, waiting for that dash to come on through. Cosmic Divide level it up in round 10.
Kind of surprised that they don't just save the operator there. That's a huge gun to have into the next round. Maybe they just weren't feeling the operator for their own team, but that's 5-5. Cosmic Divide, 4 rounds in a row. They have made it, and now their economy is set up for the last 2 rounds of this hack. Fragibag, though, this is their last buy round. They have light armors. It's 0 in a lot of people's pockets. This is their round to win. Otherwise, we're most likely looking at a 7-5 scoreline in favor of Cosmic Divide.
It's very likely. It's very, very likely we're going to see that 7-5 scoreline if they can't come up with something huge here. Fragibag yet to make their mark since round 6. We now find ourselves in round 11, hoping to see a change in outcome. Oh, it is a fake. Oh, and hasn't that fake worked brilliantly? I think Huston's the only person that wasn't fully sold by the fake, as the alarm bot was triggered. So he hit some of his nanoswarms, and now his teammates are trying to rejoin him. The Viper's pit on A will be there and will be pried at by the breach, I believe, on the Cosmic Divide side. That's Inox. But we're still watching Caters here. Sat down nice and low. Stars coming on in now to watch for anyone coming in from Canteen. He turns away at the worst possible time as Tex comes into the left-hand side. Knight comes on out. Oh, and even with the flash, it won't work out the same way. Retro gets away now from the paint shield. Huston gets rid of Pawnee. 4-4 now. Oh, the flank's coming in huge. Huston does find charms. Ethos finds charms as well. The satchel now not exactly in the best spot, but ZK just clicks on heads, gets rid of Ethos. Now getting stunned by that is Gucci as ZK swings from on top of tower. And like we were saying, the investment into that round maybe not working the way they would have liked to. That is Cosmic Divide now in the lead for the first time.
It just feels like Fragibag have just been toyed with for this last 5. They hit A site, they hit B site, they fake it this time, but every single time it just feels like Fragibag, they're rotating through spawn. They don't really know what's happening. They're just trying to be there for the retake, be there as fast as possible, but they don't have the information there yet. Now the buy isn't looking good for Fragibag. They have a very broken one, but it's the last round of the half. It's all they can muster, and Cosmic Divide opt to take this one just a little bit slower.
Yeah, I think it looks like they're going to play a little bit slower with the Killjoy ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. There is going to be a breach playing in on B tower, so that will get countered in good time, you would imagine. But the blinds coming in are here to counter it for the time being. Oh, as we see Huston getting rid of Pawnee, Gucci getting rid of Caters. The attacker side lockdown will fully execute and detain 2 of the defenders as well. So it came at some cost, but what cost was that? Gucci gets rid of Charms now. Cosmic Divide now losing everything that they once had as regards an attack as Tex finds ZK. Last alive being Inox, caught inside of the fragment, and he's going to be tanking util after util. And Huston's just going to deal with him now. It's even at the half. Who would have saw that coming?
Fragibag, they push out this time, even with the broken buy. You saw them push out into Dish, a little bit into Arcade. That got them the information that a B hit most likely was on the table. The lockdown was put down, but they rush in immediately because they want to prevent it from being destroyed. But it was a little overzealous. They got killed off anyway, and we get to this even completely 6-6 scoreline. A huge comeback from Cosmic Divide, who are down 5-1 in the first 6 rounds of this half. Now it's the pistol Whoever wins this gets themselves a round advantage, gets themselves an economy advantage. I'm curious to see how aggressive are we with Cosmic Divide. They seem to be pushed up towards the barriers, wanting to try and fight for at least A main early. Obviously get a pick, but as long as they can retain control of that, A site is a lot easier to retake off of.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree with that one. I think A site's much easier to retake on that front. We're looking at, it seems to be this bit of a spread default here from Frag Bag. Just looking to see, well, maybe who's playing where, just feeding for any info they can possibly get. I think that's text up on Dish, just getting all of that for free, essentially. We're watching Ethos inside of, well, jiggling towards A main here as three of the defenders of Cosmic Divide swarmed on in. He's not going to bite the bait. Over towards B, there is still going to be some setup here with the alarm bot and I'd imagine a gravity well at some point or another if that gets triggered. Flashpoint may come in from Ethos now. They haven't really committed to making a move just yet. Cherms is going to be close and will face the brunt of that flash. Gucci will take him down at that. Huston also gets rid of Pawnee. So now Gucci throwing down the snake bite to stop anyone pushing in from Canteen, allowing for the safe plant now for Fraggybad. Cosmic Divide now down to 2. It's Caters, and it is going to... Oh, well, Gucci just tried to swing on out. They're all swinging on out. Ethos gets Caters. I think the Killjoy turret taking away some of that crosshair bloom. So it's all down to Frosty ZK in a 4 versus 1. Ethos now with essentially 1 HP. A little bit rough looking for the breach, but I think he could be in much worse form as he's making his way out slowly but surely in towards side. His Tex will get rid of the Rays and Fraggybag retain their 1-round lead. It is 7-6.
Very slow from Fragubag, but it works out well on Fracture since you can feel where all of this aggression is coming from the defense and just go to the other side. The thing with Fracture, it's so big. If the defense is trying to push out every single side from once, they're way too split. So they're going to group up, just find where that group up is and go towards the other site. The buy up here for Fragubag seem to want to take this slow yet again, see where the aggression's coming from. And while Dish seems to be the answer for Cosmic Divide, fortunately for them, there is not a single person there. Everyone over towards the bottom attacker spawn, and the B site seems to be where they are looking to go.
They have a little bit of a journey if they want to catch up here with the attackers, who looked as though they jiggled a bit of B. No real intel garnered there with that KO dart either. So now they have to be anticipant of where this rush is coming from. One person sat now on A side is Inox with the sheriff in hand, just jumping around. May catch someone on a jiggle peak like that again. Ethos getting closer. We may see use here of this aftershock to clear him out from underside. Oh, he watches him swing now. They have to force him on out as soon as possible. High flash here from Inox will blind, I believe, essentially the whole team as they move on through. The swing out here will catch him out as Tex will take down Inox the breach. 5 versus 4 now on this attempted retake here. Cherms, we're watching up towards the drop here, out towards main. Again, the null void coming out again with the dart. They're all just repositioning. They're all spread out so well as Tex finds ZK as well. Sheriff in the hands now of Pawnee. The toxic screen in the way, like just cutting all sight lines as Pawnee and the man behind both get rid of Ethos. Alarm bot taken on down. Huston now has to make a move. That's going to be the flashbang coming out from the KO, forcing them on back. Still caught in behind this box. Huston will get himself 2. Tex will have himself 3. Pawnee is good for 3 as well. It's the battle for 4K. Who will take this round? It's 7-6 as it stands, and the Guardian spray from Tex just seems to do more than enough. The attackers take this round. It was a little bit close for comfort, but Tex, who is now dropping 20, is having a serious game.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling himself, but Cosmic Divide, I'd call that a win in my book. You get down 4 members. The last person, I believe, got rid of the armor as well. It's a lot of economy damage. You can see what happened in terms of the gun buy of this next round. They can't really buy. It's a rifle in a couple people's hands, and some people are really saving, but there's a lot of light armors across the board, and Cosmic Divide are going to be on their full rifles. Now, no ultimates charged up just yet. A couple are very close, and B site seems to be where Fraggybag want to really head towards. This up and down is so good, though.
It is, but Tex is better. Tex is simply better. Frosty, ZK, and Pawnee both falling. The timing as Inox goes in to the Nebula. Will find Ethos, but Gucci trades out immediately. It's all down to Caters and to Cherms now. The final 2 here for Cosmic Divide here. It's just all crumbled so quickly. Tex just got rid of 2 in quick succession. He treated it like he was just playing aim labs, just clicked on heads for the sake of it. Cherms finds Gucci as well. They're all just crumbling. It's 3-2 now. The KO Null Void is available should they want to use it. That's the pop flash coming out now. As Tex gets himself a third, Cherms will trade out and get Huston. Cherms last alive now. That knife will get taken on down. Turret being dropped. 2 versus 1. It's the Jet and the KO versus the Killjoy. Down to 29 HP. Tex is still the weight of the world on his shoulder, and he takes down Cherms. The 4K from Tex. He just seems to be having an absolute field day. Fragyabag fragging out.
And he is definitely a LAN player, 24-9, ultimate charged up. I mean, he was the one to break up the up and down over towards arcade and make that B site so easily taken by Fragyabag. Money not looking too good for Cosmic Divide. I mean, they have some sheriffs, and that did do damage there in the second round of the half. The knives are available for Bonnie, who, I mean, that knives has been so good, so key at delivering sometimes, but Fragyabag still in the round advantage, still in the gun advantage. And Pawnee, ooh, nice little updraft setup there to take out Gucci.
It was a very nice one that did take down Gucci, so it will be a 4-4 no matter what. Pawnee is getting a bit aggressive here outside of... Hey, oh, wow, and the pick on the Ethos as well. The Sheriff play comes in. Huston will take down Caters. Spike is down, so Pawnee is still going to get overly aggressive to try and battle the Killjoy, who gets 4. Huston has 4 with only 1 more to go. He will not get his ace. Cherms denies it. It's 2-1 here. Cherms up against Tex and against Retro. Spectre still in hand here for the Killjoy, who catches out Retro nice and high. Tex playing on the left-hand side now. Too close for any real refrag swing. Fragment comes out, finds Tex, but Retro swings at the perfect time, takes him away, and Fragyabag win another. It's 10-6.
Oh man, Fragyabag are winning these rounds. Cosmic Divider making it expensive, but you got to see some rounds put on the board already. It doesn't matter how close these rounds are when the differential is just getting larger and larger, but that damage is still being done. You can see even though Fragyabag have won the last 4 rounds, their money isn't at the like 4K in the pocket, 5K in the pocket that they expect. The Cosmic Divide can win this one out. Fragyabag might only have 1 more buyer, not even another one left in the gas tank. A little bit faster from Fragyabag. They're just grouping up rather than playing that slow default. But there's still a lot of utility to get through on that B site. You can see the stars and the KJ mollies, all of it just concentrated towards that B main.
One of the interesting parts to note as well is I'm pretty sure this was Cosmic Divide's map pick. So it puts an awful lot of pressure really on Cosmic Divide to really like turn things around now. There's 4 rounds in the difference. Fragyabag are 3 away from taking their map from them. The attacker side lockdown comes in out. Cherms with his back turned will get caught by Ethos. We're going to watch that aftershock clear out anyone here from inside the canteen area, flooding them all out. Tex will find Caters as well. Cosmic Divide crumbling 1 by 1. They push out now in through the smoke with a back turn. Tex finding Zika. Inox will find Gucci. As Pawnee is trying to find his way through canteen, operator in hand. I don't know if he can even make a play here. He's going to try and find his way around the corner. Tex will find Pawnee as well. 3 for Tex once more. It's going to be a series of 4Ks for Tex, who secures it for Fragyabag once more. This man is playing deathmatch in the semifinals of the Valorant Midwest Showdown.
It's a really interesting set piece that Fragyabag had there, right? They popped the KJ lockdown, but they have Tex on this KO. I believe that the ranges of both are the exact same. So if you pop both right underneath B site, you can have the KJ lockdown go off. You prevent any abilities from being used. So Inox can't use that aftershock in order to break it. And you guarantee that that lockdown goes through. Cosmic Divide on this attack, or excuse me, on this defense, they just seem to not know how to play against Fragyabag. They need a little bit more aggression. You can see how on their save rounds, they're a lot better at playing them out. I mean, it gets so much closer. They almost win them out. I want to see a little bit of that come into their gun rounds. Don't play so far back. Play a little bit more in Fragyabag's face.
Yeah, I think being up close and personal really with Fragyabag at this point is all they can do, because they've given them a bit too much respect, I find, just even as regards map control, as regards orbs, everything. They just play it off it, and it hasn't really worked out in their favor. They find themselves 5 rounds down. They have a week bye going into round number 18, and Fragyabag more than likely could see themselves on a series of map points, and not only a map point, it's to take Cosmic Divide's map from them. This was their comfort pick, which is I'll say a bit interesting to say the very least. But now we see the pressure being applied as Tex. It looks as though they're going to go for a bit of an A commit here towards Dish, as on A site, Cosmic Divide flood out in through main and in towards the breach here of Ethos. Inox are, in fact, they're dumping all the util they can to try and force this one. Huston finds Caters and Pawnee as well. Oh, using some of the util to try and hold off from this flank. Cherms will find Ethos. Huston will find 4. ZK will deny his ace once more. It's 3-1 now as it stands. ZK, the last man alive here for Cosmic Divide, will not be able to line up with Gucci, who takes him on down. It becomes 12-6, and Fragibag are 6 rounds in. They're 6 rounds in the lead, 1 away from taking the first map.
Yeah, 6 rounds in the league. Well, it's been 6 rounds once the side switch, and Frag Your Bag have won every single one. Their attacking side is just looking so good, and Cosmic Divide do not have an answer for it. This is the last round if Cosmic Divide cannot deliver. They have the tools to do it, though. They have rifles. They have 3 ultimates, all of them super impactful, with the 4th one in that showstopper coming up in just 1 ultimate orb gain. So they have the tools. It's all about, can Cosmic Divide deliver? Can they be good on these retakes? Can they get the picks for themselves? Because so far, they are playing far back. They're letting Frag Bag have full reign of this map.
They're giving full reign and full respect. It looks as though Cosmic Divide may be playing for a retake here. They're playing very much central with the Rolling Thunder, the Lockdown, and the Cosmic Divide, all of which to take side. We see that reverse Rolling Thunder coming on out from Cosmic Divide, forcing them back in. ZK gets 2, but Retro trades them out immediately. Still 4-3 advantage, Cosmic Divide for the time being. Moving on through, Cherms will find Tex as well. It's a 4-2. Gucci still caught now up on top here of Dish. Maybe forced to go on back. Now caught in behind the top of site. They know he's in top site, which can be a little bit of a problem. He will be stranded. The Cloudburst now being thrown up top, the one way to try and allow him to get back. Spike being planted and being stuck as well. They are going to give it a swing. There's 1. They have to find maybe 2 more. At best, it won't work out as Inox and Caters find Retro and Gucci, and Cosmic Divide, they hang in there.
Cosmic Divide play fully far back, wait for them to get onto the site, pop the Rolling Thunder, and then just spray every single person down. A good recipe in order to win this one round, but they're not going to have that Rolling Thunder every round, right? This exact strategy won't work. In 1 round win for Frag Your Bag wins them the map on Cosmic Divide's map pick. Money's still good enough for Frag Your Bag to still put some guns together, and the same for Cosmic Divide. Cosmic Divide, I wonder if they're just going to stick with this. It's looking like it. They're all kind of still huddled around spawn, letting Frag Your Bag just have whatever they want in terms of the extremities. The only one going fishing really will be Pawnee, and well, it's not the most impactful if he does die. As long as he can take 1 or 2 down with him, it would be okay.
It truly would. It looks though Pawnee is going to be the person to take the brute force here off this attack from Frag Your Bag, and he does take down Ethos, so that there's no more flashes coming on out. He's unaware of anyone else until he finds Gucci. He does light him up. They both trade each other for some damage. Neither will fall in the meantime. Retro holding here for a door push that will not come. Gucci now playing with this toxic screen to deny the vision from the defenders coming in on the right hand side. Cosmic Divide ready. The attacker side lockdown will be there to force them back from that angle here on the left hand side of Tex. Fragment and both pop flashes available here for Texas. Retro finds Pawnee and Caters. It's a 4-2 now. It's going to be all down to Cherms and I believe to Frosty. Retro holding flank. Cherms now with lockdown available. Moving on in soon enough, and I believe that's going to be the KO knife being used as well to bait them on out as Huston finds Cherms. Last alive is going to be TSM FTX. Frosty ZK flashed on out. That's going to do the pain shells to force him on back, but the 4K from the Blade Storm of Retro will seal the deal, and Frag Your Bag take Cosmic Divide's map pick. They go 1-0 in the series.
That was a huge read towards the end by Frag Your Bag. They popped the lockdown, they popped the KO ulti, but they hold off on actually pushing towards the site. They know that there's going to be an aggro push the moment that KJ lockdown is completed. So they wait around in A main, they punish the aggression, and it was just beautifully done by Frag Your Bag once that side switched. We will be heading into map 2 very shortly, which I'm super excited for, which will be, do you remember what it is, Jack? I think it was...
Map 2, I believe we're going to Breeze. I believe we're going
Oh,
to
Breeze.
Breeze for map 2, which is it's going to be a Breeze, of course. But of course, before we do that, there was an MVP, and I'm not going to be one to hazard a guess, but I'm pretty sure Tex dropping 28 might be the MVP on that one.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, he just had some insane frags throughout the map. Felt like every time he was opening up sights, you just throw that knife and then just take the aim duel. And hey, when you're better with the aim duel, it makes complete sense. Great by Tex. But yeah, it is going to be a quick break. And when we are back, we should have Breeze on the table. Don't go anywhere.
And as you can see, the frame